Hey guys, Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. Let's see what the Black Widow has been doing all these days that I have been missing the action. We're going to start off with our market profile. I'm a little rusty. I haven't done a video in a while, so let's see if I can get my groove back again. Just want to let you know, I am looking still at the September contract. I know some of you are already on the October. It's going to look a little different, but I got all my stuff on the September. So if you trading the October already, then you could probably skip this video, but I'm just going to focus on the September. So far, volume is dwindling due to the contract change. But this is all going to adjust once we do the contract change, the official contract change. But so far, market profile indicating port of control 176 below anchored VWAP. You know what? Just for giggles, let's see where the October contract is at. Type it wrong. I don't know where the number is, where they're closed, or where they're V24. All right, so they make a low at 199, and the low for today was 204, $2.04. So yeah, so it's, as you can see, none of this is applying for this. 199, and we had 204 low, closing around 208. Okay, at least I know those numbers. Let's go back into our original chart. 176, value area low 164. As you can see, volume is dwindling. MACD is still negative on the weekly. Half of least resistance is to the downside. No buy signal on the weekly. Nor on the monthly. Let's go into the daily. And so far, we had the last signal we have is a sell signal that kicked in on August the 22nd. And so far, made a low on the 5th, high on the 15th, and have been chopping and then now pushing lower. And it looks like we just kissed our 188 low. Which is what? The low that we have here is 187.5. So just a little bit lower. MACD is negative. Below the 20, the 50, the 200, and the 100. So it looks like it wants to go lower. Linear regression channel is pointing sideways to lower. Here is an area that I'll be interested to see on top of the gap fill I'll be showing you. But yep, seasonality did not pan out. The quant signals, a lot of the cycles I've been using did not pan out. This looked promising, but we lost it here. We lost it right here between these 3 days. We lost the momentum. In hindsight, it just looks like the Black Widow was setting us up for a bear trap, bull trap, and pushed it lower, and now we're back to square one. We're back to where we left off on August the 5th. And originally, seasonality was telling us somewhere around this week, we should be getting very toppy. In the sense short term, the seasonality then starts dwindling or starts getting weaker. Some of it goes into September, and, you know, there's a few years that it goes into October. But November and December start getting weak. So I don't know what to make out of this. I haven't even looked at the commitments of trader report. I just got home and I just turned on the computer just to kind of get an idea of what's happening in the charts. Let's go into the geometry chart. Geometry always gives you the signs, or at least gives you an idea of what's really happening. So far, we're back to the midpoint on the APF. kind of chopping around, see if maybe we could kind of hover around here. But if we can't, you go into the 25 and then your 100. This is your last leg right here. What's that? That's around 170. This is your 45 on a scale chart. Gann says when you're on this side of the camp, be assured that it's going to be weakness. And now in hindsight, yep, we're having a tough time. Right here, we fail. We failed at the 75 from the bigger APF, pushed lower, and now we're here. If we were here, I just buy and just put a big wide stop because I know we're on the side of strength unless we violate this 45. But it comes with the territory when you're below the 45. On channels, we're finding, as of now, support here. And this anchors way back to that 220. Remember February 20, 152 low? That's that bad boy right there holding it. Is it going to hold? I don't know. It looks promising today. I mean, super discount, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Walmart, Goodwill. This is it. This is where everybody's going to come and start, if they think that it's going to bounce from here. But the weather's been hot, especially here in Nashville. FT levels, man, when I knew we failed 225 to 220, 228, I knew that it's probably going to go and test this 195 to 191. And this is where we're at right now. If we close below 188, and once this new contract kicks in, that we're around 2, we're somewhere around here. This doesn't hold with the new contract. You might get to 173, 175. But the bulls are not showing anywhere. This is it. Gap fill. I looked at the October contract. There is no gap fill. But then again, this is where it's all at on the main chart, where all the contracts change. Is it going to get filled? I don't know. Technically, you got to kiss that 184.8, or at least 184. Sometimes it pierces it and then it shoots back up. But we haven't. And with the new contract, we're going to be a little bit higher. So I don't know. Gap is not filled yet. In regards to geometry circle, we're hovering around the 75%, finding support there. That's interesting. In regards to timing with the geometry circles, there's a possible turning point on the 28th, which is tomorrow. But if you don't see any volume kicking in, it could be a dud. Dud meaning that nothing might happen. So I was watching signs that this thing could possibly stall out. See all these points here? These are past moves that Nat Gas has done. And look how high we went. Right here. Installed. This is the highest of one move. Could have taken us to 345. And that's if that seasonality would have played out to the end of August, beginning of September. Maybe chop around and fade. But that didn't play out. So once I started seeing that, and not getting any momo to the upside, 230 holding like a brick, and then started breaking down. Look at this one. This one had a nice timing. Right here. That was what, 15 days, 12 bars? That's a past move. And from there on, this is where it started tanking. So let's move on. Is there anything else I wanted to catch up and see? SO at my 2/3, our 3/4 is coming in on the 28th. So there you go. You got a little two things there. You got the 3/4 and you got one with the arcs. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow we fill the gap, turn, or maybe nothing happens. So I'm just waiting for the Black Widow to see what she wants to give me. But I've given her all, and so far, nothing's been working out. What's been working out is the Elliott wave count, which I'll be showing on my video tomorrow. I won't do it today. But so far, in the Elliott wave count, this is a wave 3, and this is a 4, and now we're working on a wave 5, meaning that if it's going to do that, you got either one gap fill, and then there's some around down here in this area. And I'll be showing that on tomorrow's video, actually more on the US pre-market open. I'll open up with the Elliott wave count. So far, that's been working compared to all my cycle analysis work. That one has been a little more promising in regards to the direction. A lot of the stuff, and I'll show that so you can kind of see, I'm very transparent, so you can kind of see what hasn't worked, what hasn't worked. And we also got to look at neural net. I know the neural net computer has some dates in September that I want to watch to see if maybe there's a turning point there. I think that's it. My swing chart. So far, we got the swing up, 10 days up. Looks like now, what we got? 12 days downs, 9 bars, 9 trading days, 9 trading days down. So there is some kind of symmetry here. So I don't know if tomorrow we bounce. It'll be Wednesday. And then you got Thursday EIA report. I got my eyes on September 2nd. That's a 90-day count. And I believe that is from 90-day count from here. Let's see if I'm right. I want to say things and September 2nd. Yep. There's 90 bars from right here. According to Gann's theory, you got to watch out for these numbers when they from different swing points. I want to see what's the count from that February 20 low. Uh, 189, 132. 195, nothing really there. There was a turning point here from past moves, 65 days, 46 bars. It picked the top here. Interesting. Let's go into our midpoint chart. I don't want to make this too long. Just bear with me. I'm just catching up. I'm just looking at the chart now, because I look at it at my phone, but I don't have none of this stuff on my phone. It looks a little different here. So let's see. Let's open this up a little more. All right, so let's start with the big picture. So far, strong level on the yearly pivot, 224. We pierced it over here. 230, fail the moving average. Below the mobile bands, so path of least resistance is to the downside. Let's look at big picture targets. Let's just assume the trend is down. What's a really big target to the downside? And this is more for the bears. 133. That's your next huge level to the downside. So if there's no demand, there's nothing going on, no one's buying natural gas, we're not using it, whatever the case may be. The weather, I don't know what the weather would do to it, but if there's no demand, a change of contract, it looks like that's going to be tomorrow, I think. Yep, tomorrow. So interesting that we went all the way up here and all down, and if I'm correct, change of contract tomorrow, which could be a pop or a gap or whatever to reflect where the October. But let's say if that all happens, blah, 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 we pop, whatever, everybody's excited. Some people think, oh, the bulls are coming. No, it's just a change of contract. And we're going to, the bears are going to fade and push lower. You got targets to 183 all the way to 168. And that's your monthly pivots. Mobiles are negative. So yeah, there's weakness. You can see the Stokes unraveling, with some spikes. But you can see that it's pushing down in mobile. So yeah, it's negative. And PPS sell signal. On the 4 hour, using our weekly pivots, this was a key level right here for this week, 214, and we never got it. You see that the moving average, the 50, is just indicating, even with the mobiles, that just stay short. Stay short. Where was it positive? Where did it look like it was about to start grinding higher? It was right here. This day, 610. And then it failed around 317. And then we came down. And then we went back up. And that was this one right here. This one right here was this one right here. And this is where we failed. I didn't mean this one. The one that would look promising was this one. And that high was the 815. When we were here, I thought we were going to go back down, and the bulls from here were going to continue and push higher. This is what I thought the price action was going to be. Something like that. Into the last week of August, because that's what the seasonalities were showing, and it did not play out. So this is where the area, it looked promising. Once this started happening, and we were already into August 21st, and when this candle kicked in, that's when I was like, oh, that's it. It's done. So for the week, we already hit, wow, look at that. We already came all the way to the bottom pivot of the whole week, which is 180. What is this? 180.87. It didn't even kiss it. The low we did was 187.5. This is 187. 187. This is 186. Sorry, 186. And bottom feeders came up. Very chopping on the 4 hour. And on the hour, 187.5. Change of contract. Your midpoint, which is 192. It's going to probably open around 204, maybe higher, somewhere 204. Somewhere around here. If that's the case, and the bears want to fill in that gap, once that change of contract, they're probably going to push it lower. So that's my analysis on that. Tomorrow I'll be going over the Elliott wave, and maybe for the U.S. close for tomorrow, we'll look at the cycles and all that other stuff, and see what failed, and see if there's anything promising there. But so far in the geometry chart, it's kind of at key levels. I'm watching, like I said, 9.2. Well, look, there we go. Just opened. 208. It's official. Let's go. That's cool. That it just happened right now while I'm doing this video. 208. All right, so let's look at the where are we? What's this chart? The monthly with the daily. So we opened right at the 50 moving average, pretty much right where the 50% would be for next month, which is 208. It opened right there. And let's see if we could hold 208 and from here go on. Then we're going to have two gaps. But I'm leaning that it's probably going to get filled and maybe fill the original gap that we have. Looking at the 4 hour, you're right over here above this pivot of 207. So yeah, I mean, if it wanted to get higher a little bit, it could go at least to 214. But if it's going to ignore the gaps here and the gap down there, 184, and wants to start now ripping and now getting, getting some bears, then at least you will want to get at least above 214 and trend higher to continue grinding higher. But this is for the whole week. And for the daily, using the hourly chart, you're very overextended right here. This is like the artifacts of what it shows. I'd like to see the simple glance chart, see what we got there. Yeah. So 208, you're below the 20. Now it's showing a MACD positive signal, and it's just because of the change of contract. So it's an anomaly. I wouldn't trust this because things are changing. I want to see what it's going to do from here. So if this is our new price, we need to close at least above 218 to get some positive momentum to battle the 20, the 200, and the 50 in this linear regression channel. If it's going to push lower, it was going to have to take out the point of control, which is 198, and retest, actually fill that gap, and fill the gap of 184, which is right down here. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that gas.